freaking awesome people. Winnie here from Mind Now, and welcome to Inspirational Mind, where we break down channels, interview people to gain their perspective on how you can unlock your full potential and monetize your value. Today we have a very special guest. It is Ty, and he is a mindset coach. Thank you so much for being here today. I am very excited, and I hope you're excited as well, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for finally getting on this call. We've been definitely both been busy for a while, so we've been postponing this for a while now. But it's good to finally get on here and get this going. Get to meet you, learn some more about you some more, and of course you get to learn a little more about me.
Yeah, man, definitely. I was actually thinking, should I do this? Because, my neighbors, they're quite, sensitive. I was like, you know what? We have to do this today. Yeah. So I'm very glad to be here, and thank you for giving me your time. And, I hope you guys enjoy it. So are you ready for the first question, Brotherhood?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I think this is one of the most important questions and that people should have, which is gaining self-confidence. How do you actually gain self-confidence and believe in yourself?
Right. I mean, that's a very interesting question, and I think there are many ways to gain self-confidence, but I'll share one of the ways I gained self-confidence for myself, which was first I had to become aware of what was lowering my self-confidence to begin with. And in order to become aware, there are many things you can do. But one thing I did was starting to meditate, started to slow my mind down. I started to slow my breathing down, and I let my thoughts process instead of just trying to take whatever I was thinking in the moment for what it was. And that's usually what kept me back from doing the things I wanted to do. And so that was one way I found to build self-confidence for myself, was slowing my thought process down and, not thinking so much, not thinking so fast. And something else that I found that really, really helped me was just putting myself in the face of fear. Because a lot of people think of fear as a bad thing and something that you should avoid. But I think of fear as a teacher, and I think that you learn who you are, your best self, and what you're capable of through fear. Not in all cases, but in most cases, and for me, that was the case. Whereas I faced my fears head on, and once I was able to face my fears, it helped me understand that what I was afraid of wasn't really anything serious. Where there was no reason to be afraid of what I was afraid of. So once I understood that definitely helped boost my confidence some more. Another thing that helped me was just, speaking to myself, faking it till I actually made it. I had told myself I was the best. I was confident. I was full of abundance. I was full of self-esteem. Nothing could bring me down. I'm happy. I'm loving. It was just the positive self-talk I continually told myself that helped me boost my confidence. And it did take a while. This is the longer route, but I also like to think of it as the long-term route. So I still do it to this day. I continue to talk positive to myself. I continue to sort of lift myself up, because I didn't really have anyone to help boost my confidence, so I had to do it myself. You have people who have their parents, or they have mentors, they have trainers, they have people who are there to specifically boost whatever it is they need to boost within their life. They have specific people there for them. And in terms of confidence, I mean, whatever area you're trying to get more confident in, majority of people have other people helping them build there. And so I didn't have someone to do that for me, so I had to do it myself. And it took longer, but now it has long-term effects. So I wouldn't say I'm the most confident person I'm not in the confident state that I want to be or where I see myself at the moment, but I can definitely say that my confidence has built and have become so much stronger just based off of the fact that I have faced my fears, and I have come to understand myself some more. I take fear, and I hit it head on, and usually if I fail within whatever I'm doing, I look at that as learning lessons. You know, fear is the teacher, failure is the learning lesson, and I take those two things and I make them into positive things instead of thinking of them as negative things. So once I figured that out, I understood that, like, wow, this is what is going to take me to the next level. And of course, on my journey, I'll find some other ways that will help me boost my confidence. But right now, those are the main ways: was building awareness, facing my fears, and just talking to myself the right way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, definitely interesting to hear that you also meditate and being self-aware. I think that is really, really important, being in the present. I think a lot of people, including me in the past, we're not really present because we're so caught up in, in this society and in the noises and all the distractions that we have. And I gotta admit, like, even now, I still have to really focus on being in the present. And it is, like you said, it's, you build these things up, right? You have to enjoy the process, and definitely meditation helps you doing that. And so, a lot of people have passions, and some people don't know what their passion is, and therefore they might not have confidence because they don't know what their passion is. Now, I want to know from you, what advice would you give to those people who don't know what their passion is, or how do you find your passion?
Right. I don't know. That's kind of... I think finding your passion is sort of like finding your true love. It's... You never know when it's going to happen or where it's going to happen, but you just know it's going to happen. For others, it's different. There's one thing that they absolutely love, and that's what they're going to do for the rest of their life. So if you're someone who doesn't know what you love or what you want to do, just explore. Do different things. Figure out what interests you, what brings joy to you, and what literally puts you in the moment of doing the thing that you're doing when you do it. And I think if you can truly, like, tell yourself, like, I love doing this, it makes me happy. It might piss me off sometimes, but that's what comes with doing the things you love. It might make you mad, but overall it draws you back. So find something that is continually drawing you back to it. Find something that you wouldn't be able to live a day without. And I know we've all heard this question is, would you still be able to do it if you were not getting paid for it? So, perfect example. I have a YouTube channel, Ty Speaks, and I always tell myself that I would do this even if I wasn't getting paid. I'm not getting paid on YouTube yet, but I'm saying, like, I would still do it if that wasn't an option, because I just love, the whole video making process. I love the whole helping people process, and I just love being able to put my mind onto a platform that is projected out to billions of people. So for me, like, I could do that without making money. I could care less. So figure out something that brings joy to you. Obviously, we all want to make money doing it, and that's just part of it. We want to be able to sustain a living off of what we love to do. But if it was an option and you weren't able to make money from it, ask yourself, would I still be doing this if I wasn't making money?
Mm-hmm.
And it's, for me, I'm still searching myself. Right now, I'm 21 years old, and I think that I don't think I found my purpose, but I think I found what I want to do right now. I think Ty Speaks will always be a brand I have for the rest of my life, and I think I'll be able to branch out into different areas. So I'm still exploring. At one point, I wanted to be a public speaker. I still want to speak at different events and stuff, but I don't want to make that my career. Of course, if I get invited out to an event for any type of speaking, I will do it gladly. But I don't think I want to make public speaking my career. I made that decision this year, actually. And, it always changes, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if you guys don't know who Gary Vee is, make sure to look him up. Gary Vaynerchuk, he always says that we're extremely young, and you could be doing something for 4 or 5 years, and on that 5th year you could be like, I don't want to do this anymore, and you could go out and find something else, and you'd still be super young. I'll be 26 in 5 years.
Yeah.
I'll still be super extremely young. If I don't want to do, if say in 5 years I don't want to do what I'm doing right now, I could go out and explore and try to find something new. That's how long life is, but at the same time, we have so little time. So it's just go out and find what brings you joy, and in a few years, if you don't like it, go out and find something else. That's what life is about, is just the journey. There's no end, there's no like end result in life. So you could be doing something, and you could be the best at it, you could be extremely successful at it, and you've reached its peak. Like, what are you going to do now? You're still living. The journey is still there, so there's still more room to do something. You have to be able to think of it like that, because if you have, let's say you build a multi-million-dollar company, you brought it to its peak, and there's nothing more you can do with it. You're like, oh, is this it? Is this all life has to offer? Let's say you're 35, 40 years old. Is this all life has to offer? You've already reached the peak of your business? No, that's not all life has to offer. Life has so much more journey into it. So you need to be able to branch out and find what brings you joy. Whether you do know what you're doing right now, or whether you don't know what you're doing right now. So let's break it down again. Let's say you build that multi-million-dollar company. That's your purpose. That's what you love to do. And you bring it to its peak. And there's nothing more you can do. You sell it out or whatever it might be. And you're still super young. You're like mid-40s, early 40s. You still have so much more journey to go. You still have so much more finding and discovering about yourself that you have to go. Let's say you're young. You're still young right now. Let's say you're a little older right now and you still don't know what you want to do. You still have so much more journey ahead of you. You still have so much more time to find what you want to do. So it's just discovering. It's exploring. There's no one specific thing you need to think you have to do, because life is all a journey, and you never know what's going to hit you, how it's going to hit you, and it's going to bring you in all different types of directions. So I think for anyone trying to look for, their purpose or anything, whatever it is in life, just understand that life is your purpose. Life is your purpose. Journey is your purpose. You have to make the most of that journey. Whether you are making $1 million out of that journey, whether you are finding the love of your life throughout that journey, whether you are becoming a professional athlete, whether you're becoming extremely indulged in your spiritual life, an artist, a musician, whatever it is, if you decide to just go out and seclude yourself from society, that will be a part of your journey. So that's what it is. You need to understand that it's always going to be a process, it's always going to be a journey, and once you hit a peak in your life, you got to go find something else. So, again, right.
That is so beautifully said, man. I'm literally crying in the inside. Dude, that was filled with so much passion. I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
What I really love what you said, and you also quoted Gary Vaynerchuk, that we actually have more time than we think we do. A lot of people who are in our age, which is 20, in their 20s, they think they need to figure it out, and they need to know what they have to do. But the thing is, everyone is different, right? We all have our unique journey, and so if one discovers it when they're 28, then okay, everyone's different. So I think we are raised in a different time where our parents say okay, at this age, you need to know what you have to do. And
right.
That's why people get scared and they're overwhelmed, because they haven't figured it out yet. But
right.
Like you said, man, we just got to enjoy the process. And if we don't know what you want to do, then you got to explore and discover. Bro, concerning goal setting, do you set any goals for yourself, and are you specific with your goals, or how do you go about it, brother?
Yes, I absolutely 100% set goals. I'm not extremely specific, but I'm specific to the point where I understand like when I want to accomplish it and how I want to accomplish it, and like what needs to be accomplished. So, for example, I made a goal this year to gain 100 new subscribers on my YouTube channel every month, and I have been doing that. And this month is the last month I have to reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. So by the end of September, I will have 1,000 subscribers. That's exactly how I wrote it on my goals paper. By the end of September, I will have attained 1,000 subscribers on the Ty Speaks YouTube channel. So I do set goals. This year was definitely the first year I took writing down my goals serious, because I wanted to accomplish a lot of things. I also had get my license on my goal setting page, and I got my license like a week and a half ago. So, that was just like an amazing feeling. It was more than I could care, less about getting the ID, but just being able to like accomplish a goal I had written down a few months ago, and to be able to check that off is so fulfilling. So I think that for goal setting, you definitely have to be prepared for not accomplishing some goals, because we have a ton of goals and a ton of things we want to accomplish, but it's just like we're humans. We're not going to be able to put 100% energy in 8 million different places. So it's like we'll be able to accomplish a certain set of goals. We'll be able, hey, who knows? Maybe someone will be able to accomplish every single goal they've set out for this year. But everyone's different. Everyone's life is different. Their priorities are in different places. So I think with goal setting, you need to understand that sometimes you won't be able to accomplish the goal you had set at the moment you had specified it. Like I had set the goal to get my license like 3-4 years ago, and I'm just getting it this year. I didn't let that discourage me, though, because if I did, I would have been like, oh, I'm never going to get my license, so I'm just never going to go for it. You know what I mean? I didn't let not accomplishing that goal 2-3 years ago discourage me from getting it and accomplishing that goal this year. So I think with goal setting, it's just you got to be prepared. Be prepared for sometimes, not all the time, but be prepared for when you don't accomplish a goal, that you still keep going and set another goal date to accomplish it at. And I get specific, not super specific, but I'm ready to take a look back at my goal setting page and see what I have accomplished for the year, and then I will mark off the ones I did accomplish, and then I will just keep working on the ones I didn't accomplish, and then I'll make a new goal setting page for the new year in 2019.
Yeah, well, sounds very reasonable what you just said there, and what I would like to know from you, and this is going to be completely biased, is some people, they try to accomplish something and then they fail. They might succeed or not. But let's say they're in the process of failing. Now, I guess you know what American Idol syndrome is, where they think that they can sing, but actually they can't.
Yeah.
And what would you say to people who are trying to accomplish something, but it is just not meant for them to do that? So they're actually suffering the American Idol syndrome. Do you know what I'm trying to get at?
No, I understand what you're saying, and I think, to be honest, I think I'm just extremely optimistic, but I think anyone can do anything. So if there's something that you're continuing to fail at, I believe you need to work harder. I don't think you should use that excuse, or not an excuse, but most people like to use the excuse, oh, you just can't do it, like it's not meant for you. But I don't believe in that. If there's something you truly want to do, and if it's something that like you're passionate about, continue to do it. Continue to work hard at it. But if you're gonna humble yourself and say, this isn't for me, like sometimes you gotta be able to be like, this isn't for me. and I understand that. Maybe I can find a way around it and do something in another area within the subject, but other times, like, I think it's just being stubborn. Like, if you're a stubborn person, you got to work harder. If you're someone who feels like it's not for you, then you got to go find something else. But if it's something you want to continue to do, you got to work harder. You know, it's one or the other. Because you can sit there and fail and fail and continue to fail and be like, shoot, you know, this isn't for me, I got to go find something else, which is perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And then you have the other side, whereas, like, you continue to fail, you got to tell yourself, all right, I got to work harder, I got to work smarter in order to succeed. I'll continue to learn from these failures, but now I need to work harder, I need to work smarter, more efficient to be able to get to where I want to be. So it's like, it's one or the other, and there's nothing wrong with being like, this isn't for me. Like, I want to stop, I'm going to go find something else, because, you know, that's a lot of energy, that takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of heart to do something like that. To continue to do something and to continue to fail, that takes a lot of heart. So there's nothing wrong with being like, yo, this isn't for me, I gotta go find something else that I enjoy and that I'll be good at. And then on the other hand, you have people who, I guess you could say they're stubborn, and they will say, you know, I need to work harder, I need to work smarter. I'm gonna do this because this is the only thing I know how to do. You know, so there are options. There's networking options. There's pushing yourself. There's learning more. You know, getting a mentor, buying programs, or traveling, experiencing new things, exploring different options within the subject. So it's very broad. It's hard. This option is hard. The option where you stick it out, you work harder, you work smarter, and you continue to take those, you know, the more L's, the more failures, the more losses. But once you get to where you want to be, it's so much more satisfying. But on the other hand, it's very draining. So if you're someone who can't handle that the drainingness, I don't even know if that's a word, drainingness. But if you're someone who can't,
I forget what you mean by that.
Yeah, if you're someone who can't handle, like, putting all that energy into one thing, then you need to be like, I gotta step back, I gotta go find something else, you know. And again, there's nothing wrong with either option. It's just, it depends on the type of person you are.
Yeah, definitely. Bro, I just love your passion, man. Like how you say things. I feel like, man, you captivate me, Brad.
Yeah, it's just,
no, it's awesome.
I'm extremely passionate about it. So
I totally agree with you, man. Basically, what you said is actually changing the approach. I think Tony Robbins once said this, that if something doesn't work, you have to, like, change the approach, right? And yeah, it also depends on the individual, and that's why I said it's a very biased question, but I totally agree with what you said, man. Now I want to ask some. Do you read? I guess you read books, right?
yes, I do.
And I'm going to ask around 4 questions. First one is, what is your favorite book concerning mindset?
Ooh, okay. My favorite book would definitely have to be How to Win Friends and Influence People and Think and Grow Rich. Those 2 books have impacted my life extremely. Think and Grow Rich in terms of the mindset, How to Win Friends and Influence People in terms of, you know, just being like a social person, being able. Oh, that was loud. Sorry.
You said something correct, brother.
being able to, you know, connect with people and understand people, and being able to use that to not only your advantage, but to help someone else get to where they want to be. You know, something simple as using a person's name, or, you know, giving a smile to someone. Like, those little things matter and they add up. And I think the only way to succeed in anything you're doing is being able to connect with others, being able to network and build a team, get info from other people. You know, there are a lot of things in this world you can do by yourself, but I think if you want to build long-term success, you got to be able to do it with a team.
Yeah, definitely. I also agree with what you said there. Socializing and networking. There's a saying that your net worth is your network, right?
Yep.
And yeah, if you have this emotional intelligence, then you are good to go. I think Gary Vaynerchuk, one of his main strengths is just that he understands people so damn much. He's able to tap into their perspective, and he respects people, and that's like one of them. Yeah, very important skills that you should have to understand people, and how to actually communicate with one another. All right, so that was concerning mindset. How about productivity?
In terms of books,
Yeah.
that's a good question. I'm actually reading 7 Habits of Highly Effective People right now. So I think that's definitely a good book for productivity. Another book I just recently read was Tony Robbins' Money Master the Game: 7 Steps to Financial Freedom. So if you're someone looking to elevate your financial life, that's definitely a book that gives you the proper steps and allows you to take the proper action. So I think that's a book for financial reasons. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, if you're trying to change your habits and become a more effective person. Another one, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's the title speaks for itself. How to Win Friends and Influence People. So if you're someone who's looking to build a business, build a brand, find the love of your life. Just be a more social person, whatever it might be. It doesn't even have to be that extremely bigger. If you just want to be a better person, that is an amazing book you can take advantage of because it applies to every aspect in life. But yeah, I feel like I've read a lot of books, but I really haven't. So yeah, those are the first few books that really come to mind when I think of productivity and getting things done.
One last, actually, two questions left. And yeah, this question is concerning books again. Have you read a book concerning psychology, like selling psychology?
I think all the books I read, I'm trying to think. I think all the books I have to read do a little bit with psychological aspects, but they're not specifically directed towards that psychology field in general. Like, you won't hear any psychological concepts or terms in the books that are read, but a lot of the books I do read have to do with the mind, how it works socially, and how it works in understanding yourself. And I think, like, in terms of the scientific standpoint of psychology, I have not read any books. I'm taking classes at the university I'm at right now, so those are just regular textbooks. I can't really think of any titles off the top of my head, but just regular psychology textbooks from universities. There are a lot of psychology books on Amazon or on the internet that will be able to break it down to you in a much better way, in a more like storytelling way, I think. So if you're someone who doesn't want to read a textbook, take tests on it and stuff like that, you could definitely find a book on psychology on Amazon or something.
All right, cool. Yeah. So last question. Well, what advice would you give to people in general? You can pick it. What you think people should know for their life?
Some advice for what people should know about their lives? Well, very important thing I think people should know is that we all have a superpower. And that superpower is being aware. The ability to be aware. So I think once you find the strength to unlock that awareness, you'll be able to start discovering things about yourself you never knew. You'll start being able to answer the questions that are frustrating you, or that are giving you, blanks in your mind, the questions that you can't find answers to. Once you become aware, you start to understand yourself, and once you understand yourself, you start to change the things about you that you don't like, and you literally start to reprogram your own mind. If you want to talk about reprogramming your mind, reprogramming who you are as a person, the first step is awareness, and the second step is, what did I just say? Awareness, and, the first step is awareness, and the second step is understanding yourself. And once you understand yourself, that just opens so many avenues, and you start to build empathy for understanding other people. And once you understand someone, that someone is, that is a bridge that has been built between you and that other person, a connection, and that person will remember you for being able to understand them and what they're going through, or the questions they're asking. So I think just knowing that you have a superpower, and that superpower is awareness. And once you understand that, and once you find that moment, or that clicking moment where you're able to be aware of the things in your life, once you're able to unlock that superpower, life becomes so much more simple, and you're able to just break things down step by step, and you're able to take control of your mind instead of your mind taking control of you. So find that awareness, take control of your superpower, because we all have one, and take control of your life.
Awesome. Well said, man, bro. I think in this interview I cried a lot of times, man, but in the end, said, man. Dude, honestly, very well spoken, well said. I agree with you. And I hope you guys also agree with what he said. I think what Ty said here was really powerful. I think awareness is really one of the most important things that you can, or skill that you should develop. Tell my people here how they can connect with you further, brother.
Yeah, so the first place that you could connect with me is on my YouTube channel, which is Ty Speaks. That's TY Speaks on YouTube, and that's where I'm mostly active in the social media realm. Another place you can connect with me is on Instagram. I'm becoming more active on Instagram, posting a lot on there. That's Ty, TY _ Hampton, HAMPTON, and then underscore at the end. So Ty _ Hampton _ And then another place I'm pretty active is on Facebook. You can add me if you'd like, which is Tyree Hampton, TYRI, and then Hampton. And send me a message on YouTube, send me a message on Instagram. I'll probably get your message on Instagram faster than I would on YouTube. Shoot me a message over on Facebook. We can collab, we can connect, and yeah.
Awesome. I will link it in the description, guys. And thank you so very much for being here and doing this with me, dude. I know time is very precious, and you gave that time to me and to my people. That is so freaking amazing.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, I really love your perspective on things, and I've learned so much from your mindset, how you see things, and how you can actually be happy by just being aware, and how you say things, man, and you're so passionate about it, man. Wow. I think my people are already crying. I know I am. Anyway, thank you so much, Ty, and dude, stay awesome, my man.
Awesome. Thank you.